I'm Robyn Lardner and I have been living in the Wimmera for 37 years. I love this area because it reminds me so much of Tuscany. The patchwork of the crops of the canola and peas and beans just provide a beautiful carpet. I love the people and I love the adventure that it has given me, both personally and professionally. And that's why I'm delighted to be able to share with you my opportunity of being a board member with the Royal Flying Doctors Victoria for the past 9 years. I'm passionate about the Royal Flying Doctor Service for the fact that I started my career as a nurse. I had the opportunity of being the Director of Nursing of a small country hospital at Matoa, and later it was Dunmunkle Health Services. And to have the opportunity to apply to be a board member and share my experiences of the difficulties, but also of the accolades of providing rural and regional health services has been fantastic. And the fact that unbelievably the Royal Flying Doctor Service Victoria had lost the contract for their aeromedical service left them in a position of fundraising only. And I felt that I have been able to assist bringing about this range of services that I know is so important to people living far away. We don't have the same health status as our city counterparts. And this is one way of bringing services and at least trying to ensure that we are equal to our city counterparts. Surprisingly enough, Western Victoria has quite a few connections with the Royal Flying Doctors Service Victoria section, and that is that the founder, Reverend John Flynn, was born near St Arnott at a place called Malaigal. Also, the inventor of the pedal radio, Alfred Traeger, grew up near Dimboola in a small location, Glenlee, and he really opened up communication for the flying doctors receiving emergency calls. Another plank that is important to the flying doctors was Hugh Mackay. He was the inventor of the Sunshine Harvester machine, and that factory was in Ballarat, and he bequeathed a great deal of money to John Flynn to experiment using planes for emergency call-outs. A little bit of jest is that in the 1980s there was a very famous miniseries filmed here in Minyip called The Flying Doctors, and is now filmed and aired all over the world. And lastly, that I was appointed 9 years ago. I was the first regional director that the board had ever had, and that was through my experience in the health industry. When I first started on the board, there were 5 part-time staff, and we had the honourable job of fundraising for all of Australia. And that was renewing planes. And although each of the states have their own boards and their own fundraising, we were predominantly responsible for that process. And we could see that as a newly reinvigorated board, that we would have to look at opportunities that might provide primary health services to the whole of Victoria. I invited the board to come to the Wimmera and have a look at health services in general and the barriers and hurdles that people have to endure about accessing health services. And so slowly we have been able to add services now. So for the past 9 years, we have been able to offer services now to 90% across Victoria. We work in partnership and never in competition with other health services. So the sorts of services that might surprise people to hear that we provide under the banner of Flying Doctors is a dental service. We have a custom-built dental vans that go all over Victoria. We offer eye care. telehealth, particularly for chronic illnesses. This saves people time and money, not visiting larger centres to perhaps have a 5-minute check on how their diabetes is going. This has been very well received. We also have a non-emergency patient transport service. Over 100 vehicles are in that fleet, and we provide services for inter-hospital all over the state. We also have a volunteer transport service. We have trialled them at Heathcote and Rochester, and that is a free service whereby we take people to their appointments to larger centres, and we hope that that will really take off and we will be able to offer that to many more centres in Victoria. Another service that we have is the fact that we have transported over 3,000 people that either have COVID or suspected COVID since the pandemic has started. We've also transported 92,000 vaccines to primary health networks and to Aboriginal medical clinics. We also offer speech therapy to children. We know that if their language skills are inhibited in any way, this really affects children's ability for their literacy, social well-being and their mental health. So that's been a fantastic service that we have started. Also in the last 2 years, we offer a wellbeing service. This is a free mental health service and wellbeing service to people. We also offer a women's GP clinics throughout Victoria. It's important that there is a gender choice for people, and so that this allows people to have those services within their towns. They're not driving more than 50 k's to access those services. Lastly, through the wonderful donations of 5 people donating 100,000 each in the last 18 months, we are now offering a service called Memory Lane, and that is a custom-built ambulance, and we've got 2 of them. And so people in palliative care or end of life who might think that they would just love to go back home, back to their farm, to see the sea again, a free service, and it's all volunteers from the Royal Flying Doctor Service makes that happen for people. And so that's just started, and it is really been well accepted. My tenure will finish next year, and I am absolutely thrilled to have been associated with a wonderful, iconic service providing healthcare for the last 93 years. So it has been my privilege to be a board member with the Royal Flying Doctor Service, and also my privilege of sharing my journey with people in the Wimmera. Thank you.